Hello and welcome back to another episode of the RotoWire Fantasy Soccer Podcast. My name is Andrew Laird, Senior Soccer Editor of RotoWire. Joined on this Monday, November 30th, last day of November, by Luis Pacheco to talk about Tuesday's Champions League slate. Luis, we're starting to get to the point of the Champions League where we really have to talk about motivations because some teams have already qualified for the round of 16. Others are dead last, but may have a shot at Europa League, which is important for some teams. How much weight do you put in there beyond whatever we see in the betting odds?
I think everything is priced already. So, but some things are, you can obviously think for example, Liverpool is ahead, but they still need some points. So, do you think about the lineup? Some of the other teams, the rich teams probably don't care about the money, but the teams that are struggling, I'm going to say Barcelona is struggling or Atletico is struggling. The finishing first or second have a different price, and obviously playing Europa League might be important for some teams, right? Yeah. So, there is some motivation. We always see the Manchester Cities or the Bayern Munich. They don't care after they qualify. The calendar is really heavy, especially for the English teams until Christmas. And then they have Boxing Day. So. Yeah. I will expect the English team to do something with that. The other teams, I don't know. Remember that Germany, they have this big winter break. I'm not sure if they still have it. I guess they do.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so, I will say, it's take it one at a time. We rarely get a price break in for the replacements. So, we get some price break with Bayer now. But
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
So 6-game slate, we mentioned Bayern. Bayern, because they have already qualified and they've won the group with 2 games to play, they are actually away underdogs against your Atletico Madrid. Although that game is not expected to have a ton of action in it. It's got the second, maybe third lowest total.
Yeah.
But the big one is Atalanta at home against Midtjylland. They basically are supposed to just destroy them, which everyone has been doing so far in this Champions League.
Yeah.
Now it's Atalanta's turn. And then we have Man City away to Porto. Man City need 1 point in their next 2 games to top the group. So you have to wonder how much how much of a team they'll put out. We've got Liverpool at home against Ajax. They both need points. They're in that Atalanta group, so I believe they're 1-2 right now. Atalanta's level on points with Ajax, but obviously the expectation is they'll get 3 against Midtjylland, and Liverpool finish with Midtjylland, so maybe they don't have to do as much. Ajax certainly do. Then, Atletico Madrid home against Bayern. Inter Milan is actually favored away to Gladbach. Inter Milan are dead last in that group, so obviously the expectation is they try to do as much as they can. And then the game that everyone will want to watch, Marseille at home against Olympiacos, lowest total on the slate, bottom 2 teams in that group, although Olympiacos can still make the round of 16 with a win. That's the Man City group. So there is a path, but most likely those 2 teams are playing for Europa. Is there any reason to think of any team before how much Atalanta you want?
No, that's the big decision. There's a big decision. It's if Kevin De Bruyne starts, will you play him? And how much Atalanta are you able to fit? So,
right. It's not so much how much you want; it's how much can you fit.
Yeah. So the first one probably is going to be Ilicic. He takes on set pieces, and he was always a big producer until he came back, right? So. He's being hit or miss, but he scored against Liverpool. He's cheaper than Zapata, so if he starts, it's probably you put it in there already. So I think Zapata probably will have to be in your lineup. I'm not sure if you want Kevin De Bruyne, if you want some floor or some other goals. It might be hard to fit Zapata on it, but it's at your own risk, right? Maybe you. Going to have to go to the bottom of the barrel for the defenders and try to find one of the center backs that scores.
Do you think?
Go ahead.
I mean, we obviously are talking forwards to start, but do you think Papu Gomez is more popular than Ilicic?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I will say so.
Yeah.
I will say so. I mean, there's more options on midfield, but it's the main set piece taker. So I mean, Ilicic then it's a little bit cheaper and it's a forward. There are not many forwards than you like. So I'm expecting Gomez to be more popular, but probably both gonna be high on. Probably.
Yeah, I'm expecting both of them, like people to play both of them in cash.
Yeah.
And just forget about pretty much everything else because it's just a lot of salary. So I wasn't sure what to do about Liverpool. So the UEFA expected lineup, which that's a guessed lineup just as much.
Yeah, I saw it, and I think that I don't believe we're gonna see that.
I mean, they had, and obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold is out. Shaqiri is out. Milner is out. And they don't have Andrew Robertson in their expected lineup, which makes me think if there's a path to Salah taking set pieces, do you play him over Ilicic?
No. No, it's just...
That was my answer as well. But
I mean, there is a path, I guess, for Salah taking set pieces, but, it can be Chimikas, it can be James Milner playing a right back. I think that...
No, Milner's out.
Robertson. Oh, Milner's out, sorry.
Yeah.
It's going to be Robertson. What happened to Oxlade-Chamberlain? Is he even playing? I haven't seen him play.
No, he's out. He has a knee injury.
Oh, he has a knee injury, poor guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it can be... Yeah, potentially it can be Salah, for sure. We'll see, right? I am not sure what's going to happen. But even with Salah, with set pieces, I mean, I feel Ilicic have a lot more upside than Salah and probably better floor. So
no, okay, I agree with you there. I think you can make the case that you play him over Zapata, at least in cash.
Yeah.
But even then, you're just really scared. I was shocked at how expensive the Gladbach guys are.
Yeah, well, they've been making goals for fun, so. One thing we have learned about the soccer algorithm for DK is they take a heavy consideration of the last matches. I don't know how many of them, the 2 or 3. I feel it's the last 2 matches now. Used to be 4. I don't know. For some reason, they are tweaking something because, we saw the Manchester City pricing on the weekend after 2 matches against Tottenham and Liverpool. And they said, well, this is ridiculous, guys. I mean, but... And, it's kind of like those mispricing things. So Gladbach has been amazing against Shakhtar Donetsk. So you expect those prices to reflect that. Still too high, though.
Way too high.
Yeah, it's still too high. And Inter on their side is a little bit cheap. So.
And Inter's actually favored.
Yeah.
You have
Inter is a must-win match to have a path to qualify to the next round. So.
Right. We have... is it Plie? Yeah, is 9,400.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're
all of that, Stindl expensive, 9,000, all of them. I mean, even the
Thuram is 79.
Yeah, it's hard to have any of those guys in consideration as forward.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was. Considering.
I mean, considering how the prices are, it feels like you go Atalanta, then you decide what to do at midfielder. I mean, there is some flexibility at midfielder you can do for cash. Not much, though. I feel there's 5-6 players you can play. And then defender, most of them are kind of like a commodity. If you have money, pay for a better one. If you don't have money, play someone else. But I think that, forward for Gladbach out of consideration. Forward for Inter out of consideration. I mean, I think... you might go to, the next ones are, a Manchester City, but it's going to be Gabriel Jesus is too expensive. Then it's just a matter of maybe getting the buyer guys if you think, it feels that if Douglas Costa starts at that price is something that you can consider at 5,800.
Yeah.
He hasn't been as good in the German league, and Atletico really needs a win now that they get themselves in this hole. So and also remember, Bayern is just signaling they don't care. They just left Neuer and Lewandowski at home. So it's kind of like a signal, hey guys, we don't care what you guys do. So, I'm not sure if I want to play Douglas Costa. I feel that, if you want a Kevin De Bruyne, which is, a $10,000 guy, if he plays, hopefully he does. Maybe, I don't think he might not play. We're talking about the England calendar being too tough, and Pep doesn't need this match, so to finish first. Maybe Porto wins, but then it's like the last match. So I don't know. I'm not sure if Pep gonna use Kevin De Bruyne. Potentially he would. In that case, you go to a cheaper forward, and I'm between two of these guys. Let's see which one you like better. Your boy Dreyer or Costas Fortunis?
Oh, I'm glad you brought up Fortunis. So I wrote Fortunis up, and it was one of those that I saw that he was 6,200. Balbuena's out, and I actually found myself watching highlights from their Super League game this past weekend.
Wow.
Which he had 2 assists in, including one off a set piece.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten how good he was. That we used to play him all the time when we had these random Olympiacos slates before Balbuena got there. Yeah. And so 6,200, I actually thought he was just midfield eligible. But when I saw he was forward eligible, I was like, oh, I think you can play that. That game should be awful. Those are 2 not very good teams, although Marseille looked better this past weekend. But, it's got the lowest total, but they both kind of need to win. Yeah. The fear that I had was that Olympiacos goes up early and just completely parks the bus and tries to hold on.
Probably. It is potential what they do, but, as you mentioned, you got a guy that is forward eligible, priced reasonably against a very poor Marseille side. Yeah. If this game is relatively competitive, which we might expect, you got a guy with set pieces. I understand he did pretty well in the Greek League. Against Manchester City, we can measure because Olympiacos was out of their depth. Yeah. But, he almost scored a goal for a free kick. So we know he's a good set piece taker. Obviously Balbuena took over him, and he was injured. His knee was injured. He was out for a year or so. Mm-hmm. So he's pretty much getting into the team now. So, he's a good price, and I like him, and I don't mind Mayer as that price either. I feel that Mayer, how much is Mayer? It's like a 50 something.
52.
Dreyer, sorry, not Mayer.
Yeah, 5,200.
5,200. Atalanta lost again this weekend, and it is a team that even though it's getting better defensively, still a team that concedes a lot of points, and we have seen Dreyer doing it. They're not going to part the bus. What do they have to lose?
I was going to say
they have nothing to lose.
They can't even make Europa. They're already out of it.
Yeah, they're eliminated. So they're going to be playing as they're playing. So you get a guy that seems to get to 8 points all the time, and maybe some upside. So between those two, I think Fortunis have a higher upside, but Florida are similar. So
I think we've been saying
I will go to one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, this whole Champions League, I feel like we keep saying that Dreyer's too expensive, that we were expecting him to be really cheap and he's not, and then 5,200 is probably the price where we would have played him previously. So I like that price a lot. I keep going back to Douglas Costa because I'm just not sure. Do you play for a team that has nothing to play for? Do you play a guy who takes set pieces for a team that has nothing to play for because they're already through, or the guy with set pieces on the team that has nothing to play for because they've already been eliminated? And a Bayern B team is still really good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Douglas Costa is an amazing player. My problem with Douglas Costa, now that I am following the Bundesliga a little bit more, since we have those Saturday slates in the morning and then everything else is gone.
Yep.
When he plays on the weekend, he's always out early. And also I see Sané and Douglas Costa in the same team. I'm not sure that is even possible because both of them played similar.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen Douglas Costa on the other side. I mean, his left foot is not pretty good, and Sané is very similar. So I'm not sure if they're going to see both of them. I'm expect if possible, but they can probably swap it out for some guy they have in the bench. I don't know. Like, who knows, right? I mean, I feel that Bayern have a lot of young guys, and maybe it's like, hey, maybe the first 60 minutes we try hard, we have a chance, we're good, and then, let's give a chance to the other guys because we need you for the Bundesliga.
Yeah, they have Joshua Zirkzee.
Yeah, Zirkzee. Yeah, exactly. Zirkzee and Choupo-Moting and,
It's crazy that
so they have all those guys. I don't know what else is they have in there, but it's like I feel that Dreyer and Fortunis are going to play full match.
Yeah.
Whereas Douglas Costa doesn't have the full match on him. Atletico needs a victory, and it's not Atletico. I mean, seriously, Atletico really needs to win, and I mean, it's not a tough Bayern side. I mean, obviously Bayern is Bayern, but I mean, it's not the same having Kimmich and Lewandowski and Gnabry. And Alaba. I mean, Alaba didn't. I'm not sure if Alaba is going to play. So,
I doubt it. Yeah.
They might have the American game at left back and Pavard. So kind of like, I mean, if they run the B side, it's a matter of like how much are they going to dominate? It's like a real Bayern. I mean, again, it's an Atletico team. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not playing Douglas Costa. You can.
You brought up. Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, who I was talking to somebody earlier today, just whether we thought he would start. And it's like Bayern, he's 31, and Zirkzee, I think, is 19. And it's like, it seems like the perfect situation to play the 19-year-old. But I had to bring up Choupo-Moting's club career because it's like one of the most ridiculous rises you've ever seen. So he's played for Hamburg, Mainz, Schalke, Stoke, and then PSG and Bayern. Like, all of a sudden, the move to PSG, and now he's a guy. You'd think his next stop will be Barca, and then he'll play at Juventus at some point, or at least be on the team. But we talked about Bayern. They
have an amazing agent.
He must be, yeah.
They have an amazing agent.
So we talked all this. Atletico need to win, and you haven't said the name João Felix yet. At 8,000,
it is a problem with the salaries. That's a problem with the salaries. Like, if it was 6,000, you might consider for GPP. I mean, like it was before, but now, Atletico comes for playing the smaller team of the group. So obviously the prices, it's like Borussia's prices, they're high. So I feel at 8,000, I mean, like, it's Bayern, and I play João Felix against Lokomotiv, and still Atletico struggles to score, and we still don't have Suarez or Costa. So with a reference forward, João Felix is kind of like suffers to score. So I'm not sure if Atletico is going to be able to score. I'd rather find the upside elsewhere. So,
if you were going to stack a game in GPP, which one would you stack? Like, if a full game stack.
Full game, I will go Atalanta Midtjylland.
Wow.
If I have to stack a game.
I thought you were going
to the prices.
Yeah.
Of the prices.
I was going to say, I think the one that you would want to, if it was easier to get more than just two guys, but like Gladbach Inter seems like one that could. I mean, they have just guys who have ridiculous goal upside, but they're all so expensive that you can't even really do it.
Yeah, you can't. That's the problem. Like, even, I mean, they all have goal upside, and maybe there is some floor, but I feel with those prices, Atalanta is full throttle forward. So, you get goals there. I mean, the fullback scored last time. They one to the other, and it's something that happens. Center backs sometimes have a chance, and you have the other team that doesn't care, and they are reasonably priced. So, hey, you can, stack that game and maybe do well.
Right, right.
I mean, like with some other pieces, like I think that there is a couple of good pieces if they, on other games, but
that's fair.
We'll see. All right. So
we talked about
else there.
Yeah, we talked about De Bruyne and Papu, so we'll get into midfield. Before we do, quick message from our sponsor, So Rare. SoRare is a global fantasy football game where you can scout and collect officially licensed digital cards of football players. You can compose teams with your cards to compete in weekly tournaments, and if you're a skilled fantasy manager and ranked well, you can win money and card prizes in every tournament. SoRare is partnered with over 100 football clubs, including Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, and Bayern Munich. Visit sorare.com, that's SORARE.com, to sign up or use the link in our episode description to receive 10 free cards. I'll be honest, I got into SoRare this weekend. You can really go down a rabbit hole looking at these digital cards. But anyway, so they're really not that many.
Do you get anyone nice on those cards?
You get the 10 free ones, which are a little nicer. It's very weird because you use these cards to like compete in tournaments, but like you also have you keep the cards. So you look for like younger guys because theoretically they'll be worth more in the future.
Right? Yeah.
And then you start, at least someone like me, I start getting my patriotism on. So I see like Weston McKennie and I'm like, oh, he plays Juventus young. So I play more long shot guys with my cards, but I picked up a Keaton Parks one for my New York City FC love the other day, hoping he. But anyway, that's another conversation for another time. We talked about Papu. We talked about De Bruyne. The midfield pool, at least guys who are like midfield only, gets like there's just nobody. Like everybody's midfield forward. The first ones that I started to really look at, because I don't think Gnabry starts. No, I don't think you have to pay $6,900 for Ferran Torres. Perisic at 67 is a little expensive.
Yeah.
And I hate saying this, we finally get down to the Marseille guys, Thauvin and Payet, in a game they have to win. I think they both scored this past weekend, of course. How much do you really give them a look?
I think, Marseille has been dreadful, but this is a home match. Even against Porto, I was expecting them to be a little bit better. Thauvin was horrible. But Porto was a very good team. So, this is like, if they win, they might go Europa. They look a little bit better on the weekend, as you mentioned. I think if the two of them play, Payet takes most of the set pieces, so I will go with Payet. Even, he might even take the penalty again, even though he was terrible the last time. I think Thauvin, if Thauvin only without Payet, I don't know, I have some hesitation there. I feel that I'd rather gamble with Carrasco. If he's going to have set pieces, again, it's a Bayern, then it's not the real Bayern, right? So, and Atletico needs a goal. So, Carrasco might be better than Thauvin, which is, never heard of that. Saying that, both of them are reasonably priced, like Thauvin and Payet. I can see if you don't get Kevin De Bruyne and you get one of Kevin De Bruyne or Papu Gomez, you can go with the other two. Then it's like, I don't know if you like any of the rest of the guys. There's one, I feel that either Sensi or Barella are good price for Inter now that Vidal is gone. Well, Vidal was suspended.
Right.
So, I don't know if you want to talk about any of the rest of guys. It's Oliveira, which is going to score a PK again. That's what he does.
Always.
Or I have to get a shout to Matt. Like, any player he mentioned, especially in Ajax, score a goal. So that guy was like, Neres haven't scored a goal in years. He scored a goal. Gravenbeck, he say, I'm going to get it. He's going to get his goal. He got his goal.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Like, Matt is like on fire, man, with the goals. So, it was crazy. But anyhow, I don't like any of those guys. Between the Marseille guys, it's like, Gundogan, Masuras, Corona. I think any of those guys not a good idea. I like Sensi, his star. Sensi used to be awesome, and he probably will take all the set pieces if he plays. And if he doesn't, well, there's probably Barella. I'm not sure if Eriksen's going to have a chance. For what I hear, Conte's not happy with Eriksen, so they might not even play him. I'm not even sure how much is Eriksen. So
he's not that expensive. $6,200.
Yeah, so something like, it's kind of like, hey, let's get Eriksen instead of Carrasco, Thauvin, Payet. But I all these guys I will play without hesitation, will be Sensi if he starts. I seen Stefano Sensi with set pieces, a must-win situation for Inter. I mean, he should be able to get to 8 points without nothing else. So.
Do you play Dreyer over all these guys?
No, I play Sensi over Dreyer.
Oh, okay.
I will play Payet over Dreyer. I mean, I like Dreyer because of the salary, but it's a possibility. So, yeah.
What's the realistic floor for Carrasco?
Oh, God, I mean, problem with Atletico is Carrasco is so tired, but he's so important. I'm gonna say Carrasco should have 8 points, 8-point floor.
Okay.
With some upside, assist upside, maybe goal upside too. But I will say of all these guys, I think they have similar floors. Payet, no Thauvin. Thauvin floor is kind of shaky to me.
Yeah.
And Sensi, so I will go with. I mean, Carrasco is more like a, still have a floor. I mean, I like it better than Thauvin, but just because I feel there's more upside there. But Atletico Simeone is changing players early and often, so.
And they have the 5 subs.
Yeah.
In this one, okay.
Like we suffered the Lodi swap last time.
Right.
Like 10 seconds or something like that before the bonus time.
Yeah, I just I found myself trying to find somebody down low, and there's just a bunch of names. I mean, I'll always look at Saul when he's under 4,000, but I'm not going to get that much out of it.
No, I think I think you should either play Barella or Sensi,
yeah.
Whoever's the stars, because I think Barella will take the set pieces, and I think he did. I'm not sure if Hakimi took the set pieces this week, and I need to check that. But you guys check that at home. You go to the RotoWire page and look at the stats. Barella has been great. If he has set pieces, probably play him. If you want, I know Sensi will have the set pieces, so Sensi will be my play, especially at that price. So.
Yeah, it is weird how he's so cheap when the forwards are just so expensive.
It's just a matter of not playing time. Like he's been out of the loop for Conte and right. Inter not doing well. I mean, you see the Inter prices, they're a little bit low.
They are a little low for being favored.
Everybody, any of them usually will be 1,000 more. Like Lukaku will be 1,000
right.
more, and but it is what it is. It's like what the algorithm is doing, right?
Whatever it's doing today.
Yeah.
Any thoughts? I mean, he's forward eligible, but Thomas Muller's 6,100, which is the cheapest we've seen him in a while.
You keep asking me a buyer, man. Seriously, you keep doing it to me.
Never mind.
I mean, I know Mueller is fine. I think Mueller is fine. I'm not sure for cash at that price. I mean, at that price, Douglas Costa makes sense to me. I guess Sané will have the set pieces if he starts. Sané's a little bit expensive though. No, Sané 6,000. So any of the buyer guys that forward eligible and take set pieces, yes. Maybe Mueller is the guy. I just, I feel that for those prices, again, in a game that we don't know if it's going to matter. What is the upside I see? I mean, maybe Bayer score a goal. I mean, I know Bayer scores a lot of goals all the time, but it's not Lewandowski. It's not in there. It's not the same team. Yeah. So, I feel that, for those prices to play Sané, I'd rather play Fortunis or something like that.
Okay. And any interest in Labiad from Ajax at 5,900? Took some set pieces in the last game. He's basically splitting with Tadic. No, not me. No, I get it. Just against Liverpool away from home. I mean, that price, you can get the Inter guys for that. Yeah.
I don't know why not Fortunis over those guys. It's just a matter of, whatever you pick. I mean, for GPP, whatever you want to do is fine. But I feel that Ajax away from home against Liverpool, the upside is pretty low.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Do you play Robertson? Moving to defense, do you play Robertson if he's starting?
At that salary, I will consider him for utility instead of Payet. I mean, Payet has been awful, so it's like I mean, I will consider him. I'm saying 6,200 if he's going to have the majority of the set pieces. Liverpool still needs a point, so it's not easy. So I will play him. I will put it in the pool. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. I guess I'm going to have to sacrifice Kevin De Bruyne. I guess it's going to be the main thing. So.
Yeah, I would say they shouldn't play De Bruyne, but Pep always plays guys he shouldn't play. So, so who are the defenders that you like? We mentioned the Atalanta guys. Gosens is 5,500, which is really expensive. Because I think he's going to come back for Mojica, which is a bummer because Mojica was 44,000, I think. Yeah,
there is not much to like outside Robertson. I feel everybody else is, independent of the slate, the prices are decent. Like, fullbacks in the 4,000, 5,000 for the favorite teams, in the 3,000, 4,000 for the underdogs, and center backs between. I'm not sure there's any 2,500 this time. I think there's between 2,500 and 3,000 for 3,000 and 2,500 for center back. So defenders I think they are priced efficiently, but you have a problem that if you want Atalanta guys, or if you want Atalanta and Kevin De Bruyne, you're going to have to go to the bottom. So efficiency for me means, all right, so, I'm going to get 1.5 value, 1 value. Well, let's go try to get a center back, then going to get a clean sheet and maybe get a goal. Because, everybody feels like decently priced. Like you see, like Lottie at 4,700 makes sense. Not sure he's going to start. He's Uefa has the Atletico with the 3 center back system. I mean, but that was before we knew Lewandowski was coming. So maybe, we don't know what's going to happen. And the problem is we'll see what happens, right?
So you don't include Trippier though.
Yeah, how much is Trippier? I don't have.
5,200.
Yeah, I don't like Trippier in this at that price. It's just he doesn't have the set pieces now. So it's just a matter of you're overpaying for someone that is crossing to no one because Atletico have no tall guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like Correa is small, Jofel is small. We don't have a reference, and we're gonna cross against Sule. I mean, Sule is like 6'4", so it's like a refrigerator. Since we go 10, so I don't know. I just
Okay, that's fair.
I won't get them, but that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Neko Williams not bad, or Nico, I don't know, Neko or Nico. 4,200, 4,400. Hadebor is not bad.
Yeah, I like Hadebor.
Amavi is not bad. Definitely no more Sanusi for me, but he might score again. He's awesome, right?
Don't worry, Manafa is still very cheap.
Yeah, Manafa is cheap. Mazraoui is cheap against Liverpool.
I was sure he was going to be like 5,800 because of the goal, and he's not. 3,600, and Tagliafico is cheap too. 39.
Yeah, Tagliafico 39 is not bad. Dion Cools is cool price. So, I mean, he's cheap for 3,200 for a fullback. I mean, you need 6 points. I will get one of these center backs, maybe. I mean, the Atalanta center backs are not cheap. So, I mean, they are nobody in the 2,000. I mean, you can get the Marseille center back. They sometimes score, especially Caleta Car has scored sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of I feel, get Robertson, and I will get Robertson and some of the Atalanta guys if you have the money. If you don't, if you rather spend the money on expensive midfielder, let's say Kevin De Bruyne or Zapata, well, go to the bottom of the barrel. So I wish Matt was here and would tell me who's going to score. I have my money on DG Misty, but I'm not mad. so
what? Yeah, it's. I mean, you're just guessing at that point. Is the problem?
Yeah, you're just guessing, or Toloi or anything like that. It's just a matter of hey, I'm going to give up defenders and that's it, right? So, I mean, it feels that if a slate you could do that because they all feel efficiently priced, right? So we'll see.
So you had no interest in 5,100 for the Lucas Hernandez revenge game?
No, I mean he can go somewhere else with his brother. Those traders can go with wherever they want to go. I mean, if somebody is not going to have a good, it will be him. But anyhow, we'll see. He was okay in the other match, I think. So
he was fine, yeah.
Yeah, he was fine. Just expensive.
Okay, and goalkeeper.
Well, let's see. Besides Hansen, let's see who we get.
We actually have a
Hansen 4 points, not bad.
Yeah. Oof.
I've always I mean, if I could, I would play the Olympiacos goalkeeper.
Jose Sa.
Yeah, Jose Sa. If I could, and
I think the last time we tried to play him was that Porto match.
Yep.
The revenge game.
Oh yeah, the revenge. He got what, like 4 points?
4 points. Negative.
Yeah.
He had 10 saves against Man City last time.
Yeah. Well, maybe get the Marquezine. Agustin Marquezine or something like that. I'm listening to the Golazo podcast. It's a decent podcast. The guy is from Peru, and whenever he makes a pronunciation or a Spanish name, he does the perfect Spanish pronunciation.
All right.
Is, I mean, see, I guess, I mean, it's good for, I mean, anyhow, it will be Agustin Marquezine, but I don't want to say that. Anyhow, he's been good. I mean, maybe Manchester City don't care. Maybe they shoot a lot. I mean, Manchester's shooting like crazy, so.
Yeah, they just haven't been scoring. Well, they scored against Burnley finally, but.
Well, obviously, again, it's Tottenham, it's Liverpool.
Yep.
It's no central striker, so, obviously.
Yep.
Anyhow.
But yeah, I don't see.
Still expensive, but.
I don't think there's anyone worth targeting at all. Like, I'll probably. What is Hansen? Oh, he's the cheapest, right? 3,600.
Yeah, that's what I say. Hansen 4 points, good.
Yeah. Yeah, he had 4.7 against them while giving up 4 goals. Yeah. In the reverse fixture.
They're Atalanta's gonna shoot, so.
Right. Right.
As I say, start that game and hope for the best. Like I did that for the Atletico game, and they score a single goal, but live and learn.
Yeah, that's right. Live and learn. All right. All right. Anybody has any follow-up for Luis, you can find him on Twitter at Pacheco. You can find me at RotoWire Andrew, available in the RotoWire subscriber Discord as well. Just go to rotowire.com/chat to join that. If you are watching this on YouTube and have enjoyed it, if you could just hit the like button below and subscribe for all of our Champions League and Premier League content. And if you're listening on our regular audio podcast, if you could just rate and review it wherever you listen. So, Luis, thank you, and good luck on Tuesday.
Good luck, man.